So Travis Hunter, I mean, what do you feel there? What do you hear? I mean, it seems like it's going to be DB is doing DB workout, right?
Yeah.
But what's your overall thought on him and this transition he's making?
Well, I'm really curious how the team interviews go and if any team is going to let him play receiver. It feels like it's easier to do it that way, right? Like train, be a cornerback, and then maybe there's a couple packages to put him in offensively.
Right.
But he was so adamant about that. I talked to him early in the season. He's like, I want to play both. I want to play both. And he keeps saying that, and we know that. Feels like he can get paid more as an elite corner. Feels like there's more value there versus, again, there's a lot of great receivers out there.
On trees, right.
But I'm very curious to see how this week goes for him because a lot of people have him atop their big board, right? But obviously, are people going to take a quarterback, even if the quarterbacks aren't quite last year's class?
Right.
That's very interesting. But I mean, he's an incredible athlete.
Yep.
And we saw him do really special things as a corner while playing full-time both positions.
Definitely.
So, that's what's going to be very interesting to see him here. Also, his size, though, but, he's a little small. I think, some of the stuff when we see these guys walking around are going to be interesting.
He plays a more physical brand of football than you would think for somebody his size. He's not afraid to throw his body around. I think he is a DB for sure. And I think you're right. It's DB that first dabbles at receiver, and then they continue to grow that package.
And you think will teams let him do that?
I think they will, but I think they'll take their steps. They're going to go, wait, let's just make sure he's got DB down first. Okay, we've gotten a few weeks. He's comfortable. Let's give him 2 or 3 plays here this week in training camp.
And I think it was
grow from there.
And I think it's different at Colorado where the offense was Shadur just scramble as long as possible and see who's open.
Throw his favorite receivers,
see if Travis is open. So that's going to be very interesting, but I think he's going to impress people defensively.
Yeah, what about personality-wise, right? Any of these, like with Ashton Genty or Travis Hunter, things that you've heard maybe through college coaches, what makes them great, or concerns, maybe red flags? Because this is red flag territory now, this time of the year. Anything that way?
I don't think so. I mean, Travis Hunter's engaged. He's got a YouTube channel where he's matching, the Christmas jammies, right? I think
his girlfriend's standing up when he wins Heisman's anymore?
Well, that became a weird subplot of the Heisman Trophy.
Here's what's strange, because we've seen an age of athlete empowerment, and we support that 1,000%. But all it takes is one of these teams that says, we want him, we're going to take him, and we're not letting him play receiver, and we don't care. He can huff and puff all he wants. We got his rights for 4 years and 5 under the 5th-year option. He's not playing receiver here. We're not going to expose him to that risk. We want to develop him into an elite corner.
Sure.
He doesn't know what's good for him. We do. That's what I'm fascinated by, the possibility that, he wants to do these things, and there are teams that would let him, but the team that drafts him.
Champ Bailey, that could have happened to him.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry, you're just not going to do it.
We're going to do that.
Yeah.
Has Deion Sanders gotten involved in the Travis stuff at all? Obviously, he's so involved in Shadur's draft process.
Yeah.
Travis has a separate agent.
Okay.
Right.
Because I thought at first maybe Travis would lean on Deion.
That's what I thought. He kind of called him one of his sons at various points last year. So that's interesting, too, because obviously he's trying to figure out where Shadur goes and gets picked for those reasons.
Well, and all it takes is Deion coming out and saying, hey, if anybody out there is thinking about drafting Travis and not letting him play receiver, don't do it. Just don't do it. He won't sign the contract, or you're going to have to listen to me, or whatever the case may be. And that's where you get into the possibility of a stare down between the old school football guy who says, we're doing it my way, we hold your rights, and making your player happy. And I'd like to think in today's NFL there won't be somebody who's just obstinate and says, we're not going to let you do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And what you're able to do. It's not like he just has this weird pipe dream. He could add to the overall quality of the team by doing it. They just have to be comfortable in exposing him to injury.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a process, and I would think more likely to what you're saying, that NFL teams and coaches are a little more player friendly, and they're gonna see what he can do on the offensive side of the ball and go, he can help us.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.